OMG, it's Tanjareen and Killmonger. I love this.
I need to wash it and twist it. So I was like, I'll do it after the show so I have more time, so I'm not rushing.
Okay, well, this is the I need to wash and twist. Can I request this every so many weeks? Can I get like, baby, can I get that Killmonger?
The Eric Killmonger?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to. It's just I swung my head to the side.
You swung your hair back and forth. Swung your hair back and forth. No, you didn't do that.
I swung my hair
one time
to the side.
I swung my hair to the side. I swung my hair to the side. No, you didn't do that. You just said you did that.
Not like that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Marriage Go Round podcast with your real life married couple hosts, comedians Tanjareen and CT. On this podcast, we talk about dating, marriage, and funny relationship memes from our own monogamish point of view. And we do this on a Wednesday because the word wed is in Wednesday, and we're wed in real life. We met on a Wednesday back in 2008 and worked together for 2 years on a Wednesday, and I was born on a Wednesday. So here we are on a Wednesday. If you want to be on the show, click the link in the description above, below, or beside the video you're watching. We are actually live on Twitch today, and YouTube, and Facebook.
Twitch. Look
Twitch,
at you.
Just because I haven't used it since the pandemic, and apparently
you got a Twitch page.
Remember, we both do. And we used to play on it like all day. You would be video gaming. I would be doing my live stream shows. But instead,
good point,
we moved over to somewhere else. But Twitch has started popping again. So let's see if anybody sees us and comes on in. Shout out to people who were in this live before we even got here. First person to say anything. First person to say anything is Latasha Marie. She says, marriage go round, whoop, whoop, with our favorite emojis. You guys know the tangerine emoji for me, the orange heart for me, and the blue emoji for him, and the crown for him.
I love blue.
You do, because this is Crip.
Hey.
Oh, I thought she was going to tell everybody finally that you're a Crip from LA.
I'm from Detroit.
I thought you were a Crip from LA. That's what you said when we was off air. You said you were a Crip from LA.
Tanjareen.
What?
I am from Detroit.
Oh, and you're a Crip from LA. Okay, so Jordan Taylor was the next comment to come in. It says, we all must cherish the love peoples who's helped us reach such heights, and to the compassion in ourselves and hopes for the beginning of the prosperous future. Have faith in CT and Tange that believes in you. Let me tell you something. Jordan Taylor does not believe in punctuation, but he does believe in positivity, and that's why we love him on the show.
Tay, he's been showing love, man. I appreciate all the love you've been showing me.
Speaking of showing love, wait a second.
Whoa.
We always stop the show when we get any kind of cash donations. That's Cash App, that's Venmo, if you know my Zelle, whatever. But you guys, we just got a super chat because those are enabled, and so are the super stickers and the super thanks if you're watching the replay. Hold on. $100 super chat from Sweet. She is Team CT all day, but she's also my Gemini sister. I've met her twice because she's come in town for our team takeovers where you guys are invited to come and hang out with us in Hollywood. And she has slowly moved over into Team Tanjareen as well. Mm-hmm. And I really, really appreciate you sowing seeds onto this Tanjareen and CT tree. Mm-hmm. Read her comment, baby.
Wishing you both even more success and happiness. You know what that gets?
It gets, oh, he don't even be sending the kisses out. I send the kisses.
No. This is me.
Kissing her butt?
I'm tasting nipples.
Oh, those are nipple kisses. Oh, you get nipple kisses from CT. They big too, baby. What size you think she has? She does have some knockers.
Probably some H's.
Some H's. Well, you just got some H-size nipple kisses from CT. You're not going to use no tongue? Over $50, we use tongue.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know if you know this. I'm one of the best nipple suckers on the planet.
Why wouldn't I know that?
So, do I always use tongue to get the job done?
But when you do add the tongue, it takes it to another level.
It is another level.
So I thought for $100,
I can't even show my tricks.
Okay, we talked about that on the previous episode. He has tricks.
You be trying to get my tricks away. He doesn't want anybody
to know about. And for me, you get Tanjareen kisses.
Slow, wet kisses.
But over $50 gets slow, wet kisses. So everybody else, close your eyes. Sweets, these kisses, and she is a woman, and that's okay because it's 2025. These kisses are just for you, Sweets.
I feel like over $100, you got to touch the top of your bean and blow her a kiss.
So I gotta and meanwhile, you're doing the nipple thing. First of all, are we losing our G rating on the show today?
I didn't know we had one.
You're probably right.
The way you be talking.
The way I be talking?
You're out of
control. You started with nipple kisses.
Nipple kisses.
The beginning of the No.
I could have kissed the cheeks, but
Oh
I
my
kissed the nipples.
goodness, you guys. Lexi Lex, Sweets got money. Nipple kisses are crazy, but it's $100, so I get it. Exactly.
Come
Thank
on
you,
now.
Sweets. Peekaboo, Tanjareen. Devontae, one of my biggest supporters, is here. Sweets is laughing. Devontae,
Is he a supporter? He's never given you a super chat.
He's never given me a super chat.
A cash app.
He subscribed to my free side of my Patreon, but he's
that means
on.
you don't see anything.
He's just there. Like, hey, in case you post something for the free people, which I don't. The wife advice is in the building. She says, you guys are the cutest. This is what marriage should look like after years together. # goals.
Wow,
Thank you, the wife advice. We appreciate that.
The wife advice.
Got a song from him. Was it ever G-rated? Hey, you shut the hell up.
See?
You shut your white mouth, Lexi Lex. She's not white at all. Been a minute. What's up? It's Leroy Strickland Jr.
Leroy Strickland Jr.
We did a whole
I've been away
commercial for him last time.
because I've been trying to fight for the people like you. Leroy Strickland Jr. Have you had a slip and fall at work? Have you ever got a whopper that didn't quite whop?
What?
Well, we got news for you. Leroy Strickland Jr., I will get you all of your money together.
Oh my goodness. Z-Dog is in the building. If you are new to the show, Leroy Strickland Jr. was just minding his business, watching our show one day. His comment popped up on the screen, thanks to one of our producers. And CT decided that he sounded like he sold used cars or that he was a lawyer.
An ambulance chasing lawyer.
So he just made up a whole infomercial on the spot for him. You can see that clip on our Marriage Go Round.
Have you ever got picked last at kickball and you didn't deserve that? You ever played Red Rover and nobody sent you over? You might be entitled to compensation. I, Leroy Strickland Jr. will fight for you.
Oh my goodness, you guys, this is ridiculous.
Leroy Strickland Jr.
He still got it, George.
Oh man.
Yes, Lexi, shut your white mouth. What's up, Reggie Williams? I'm
Reggie
new here.
Williams.
You are not new here, Reggie. Thank you for being here. We're so glad Leroy is back. Oh wow, not CT coming in with the Killmonger style today. Exactly, I said that when we started. You weren't here yet, but he looks amazing. And before you got here, Autumn Reed,
I gotta find a way to pin it or something.
Sweet sent $100 on a super chat, and I know you balling too, so I just wanted to put the competition out there for you.
Hey, shout out to Autumn Reed and Sweets for holding your boy down
on his other podcast called CT Cinema.
We getting a nice roll, you know. Got the YouTube page, you got the Facebook page, the TikTok, and the Instagram.
All of those are brand new for you guys.
CT Cinema Reviews.
Please follow and like and share and subscribe to all the new CT Cinema pages. It's free for you to do it, and it supports his third current podcast.
Let me tell you something.
Kickball, though, emotional damage, Z-Dog says.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on. Leroy said I'm retired, but I will fight for y'all. I love it. Thank you, Leroy. Thank you, Leroy. We are so off track today, you guys, but I love it.
Have you ever been bullied and you lost the fight and you swore to your parents you would beat that bully the next day at school and you lost again?
Woo!
You might be entitled to compensation. I, Leroy Strickland Jr. will fight for you.
We love you guys. All right, here we go.
Bro, that might be my favorite name. God, that's classic.
It's a crazy name.
Leroy.
He probably wasn't ever teased like this.
Leroy
before.
Strickland Jr. That means there's a senior.
Yes.
I love it.
I love it as well. All right, you guys. This show, we try to keep the topics about relationships, but sometimes we digress. And again, this is one of the only relationship podcasts that I know about where the people who are hosting are actually married, actually comedians, actually go live and actually let you get on camera with them to talk about relationships. Give us advice, ask us a question. Let's work it all out together. We're all learning and growing. We're not perfect. We're trying to figure something out. No lies, CT Cinema gave Kyla Pratt's beautiful butt her flowers. She should have been my wife. Laughing emojis. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Let me tell you something, Z-Dog. I don't know if you know this, and how would you know this? I've never said this on camera. I met Kyla Pratt in 2009, I believe, and she had her then boyfriend. Now he's her husband, but they were dating at this point, and I was sick. I'm like, man, why couldn't I have met her before she dated this guy?
Because you were supposed to be with me. Remember me?
2009?
Yes.
We weren't together in 2009.
But if you had met her, this might not have happened.
Oh, you're thinking like that?
Yes.
No, I know this would have happened.
Okay.
I'm talking about what I can't say that on camera, but I'm saying this would have happened.
All right.
You dated people before me.
and with during you. But I'm just saying, I'm kidding. These are jokes. These are jokes, guys. Huh? We're riffing. I'm kidding. Oh my goodness, we have somebody in the green room, ladies and gentlemen. There's somebody that wants to be a part of this show. Let's bring them in before we even get to the memes. Oh, hold on. We usually start with a theme song. Don't let me forget that, ladies and gentlemen. We used to sing it live, but now Killmonger's too good for that. We've got the pre-recorded version of it, so let's check that out. Then we'll talk about what we've been up to the last week since we've been here, and then we will bring on whoever's in the green room. Here we go with our theme song. Are you ready for the theme song? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Marriage go round.
Marriage go round. Tanjareen and CT. Marriage go round. Cause it's married things and things are rough. Married things and things are rough. The Real Relationship Podcast. Blocka, blocka, blocka. Pew, 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 pew. Boop, 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 boop. Pew, 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 pew. What's the matter, baby?
It gets longer every time you do it.
Pew, 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 pew. This is the remix. Pew, pew, pew. Blocka, blocka. Yeah. You're so amazing.
I'm a good co-host.
You're a great co-host.
We gotta swap that out for something else. Something else.
Okay, baby.
You know?
What is the wife advice? I can't with you guys. So funny. He could never forget about you. I'm glad you say that, wife advice.
Right. I mean, why would you think I would ever forget about you?
Killmonger CT sure is loving the theme song. Yes, he is.
The funny thing is, during that time, you weren't even my best friend then. You were just my friend. So it's like, yeah, it was gonna be me and Kyla Pratt for a couple of months. And then when she kicked me to the curb, I was back in the streets, and then you became my best friend. Yeah, I'm still on the right timeline.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like that remix. Okay, so
remix is a good
I don't think that's what it said, but that's what I decided it said. It doesn't say that at all.
You just coined another phrase.
I did. Them them pellet pews are hilarious. Thank you, Reggie Williams. So what you been up to since last week, babe?
Man, I really didn't even think about that. I realized I could come across. I'm sorry.
As if you wish that the person that she met and dated ended up marrying didn't happen so that you could meet her? You don't see how that would affect me as your wife?
Yeah, because I wasn't thinking marriage. And I realized that your perception, you were thinking marriage. I was just thinking...
You want to smash. Just like you wanted with me at first.
I would not
All he wanted to do was smash. And everybody was rooting for him, apparently. And I didn't let him smash. We were friends for 2 years. We dated. I was celibate for 100+ days. Then I let him smash. And then I got the ring.
All right. That's the story. You sticking to it. So
that's literally what happened.
Cool.
Are you trying to make it seem like I'm not telling the truth to these people?
All I'm going to say is I was not thinking marriage to Kyla. Kyla, I would be scared of her family because, she's also from LA, but she's from a part of LA. Like her husband is not an accountant. He's he's an LA brother. You understand?
Yes, he is.
So
don't play about his.
There were some people in that club of comedy that I was at where she was. Anyway, what have I been up to since last week? I've been relaxing.
Do you see this comment on the screen?
Cough, cough, Cash App CT. Oh, I thought you wanted me to answer your question, which was what have I been up to? And to answer your question, I have been up to relaxing a lot, outside of the podcast because I hadn't been on the road in 2 weeks and I go out of town this weekend. So
congrats.
Thank you. Autumn Reed, $101.
I love the pettiness.
99 cents.
I love the pettiness. I love the competition. We got Sweets to send $100 on Super Chat, and so she sent $101.99.
She says, for Team CT all day, y'all lucky it's pay week. You know what that means.
You about to play with her nipples too?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. All right. I didn't know authorize this. We didn't discuss it. First of all, that one looks fun. You have way more fun with Autumn Reed's nips than mine. And more than... Okay, we're wobbling.
I give it a little attention.
I need a guy to do some donations because I got some ball jiggling I need to do.
Is that what you think you're going to do?
Just want
breasts are respectful. Breasts are respectful. You
breasts
ever been in
are
a club?
respectful till you get to the nip, and you went to the nip. You started with the nip.
You want me to go under the nip?
What's under a nip?
Exactly. Bottom breast.
This show has gotten out of hand. Autumn Reed says, "Oh my God."
Hope it was good for you, Autumn. Sweet. It's great for me.
Oh, goodness. Thank you for her credits, Kyla Pratt credits. Every time I put my thumb on my arm, it gives a thumbs up for you. I don't know what that's about. Autumn's definitely got globes like Jupiter. Jupiter, Z-Dog says. This show is crazy. So you've had some shows, but you were actually in town this week and had some shows. So you're going to be back on the road this week.
You know what I'm proud to update?
What?
So my bumper has been scratched on the right for like months.
Okay.
And I was out and somebody scraped the left side of my bumper. So I've been dreading going to the mechanic to see how much it would cost to get it fixed. And I went and he told me a price and I was like, all right, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna drop my car off tomorrow and I'll be back on the road by Wednesday.
Are you gonna need me to take you places this weekend?
I hope not.
Okay, because I have a beautiful luxury car that my husband got me. If you need me to.
When I was rich, I cannot stand looking at that car now, boy. You understand me?
It's so beautiful. Why don't you like it anymore?
Because it reminds me of when I had money.
We still doing very well, baby. Don't you dare. Okay, so I can't remember what I've been up to.
Please subscribe to everything.
Hilarious. You guys already know I went to the BET Awards because that was the week before. I can't remember what I did after that, but I did post behind the scenes of what I wore, how I got to that decision. If you're subscribed to my Instagram, you can watch it. We've had a really good week of just being happily married. We had no incidents, no arguments. If you're counting our arguments, we're on 0 right now on a scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate how you feel about me in this relationship right now?
I'll give you an 11. You all right?
Oh, last week, you guys, I was a 2. Then he moved up to a 6. Now I'm an 11. And I'm still going.
Were you a 2 last week?
You told me you woke up with a 2, and then you gave me a 6.
Yeah, that's a good memory.
So now I'm giving you a 10 because I always give you a 10.
You do. You're pretty consistent. I'm not a liar, but I mean, I feel like
I'm not a liar either. Oh, Tanjareen, your outfit for the BET Awards was fire. Thank you, Lexi Lex. Loved your dress. Thank you, Sweets and Lexi Lex.
We also went to go see Black Panther at the museum. They did a screening.
That's what I meant to say. For date night, we went to Skirball Cultural Center, which I believe is like this beautiful Jewish arts building off the 405 freeway here in Los Angeles, close to Bel Air. And on their outdoor like rooftop area, they show Black Panther. And it was because they wanted us to see the art exhibit for the artist of Black Panther, or the writer for the comic books, Jack Kirby, which was a great display, great artwork. Some of it was glow in the dark. It was really, really cool. And I hadn't seen Black Panther in a couple years. So it was like watching it for the first time because, you know, you're getting emotional, you're laughing at the jokes, but you're also seeing, you know, the late, great OG Black Panther.
Chadwick Boseman.
It was a good date. So thank you for coming with me to that.
There will be no challenge today.
Date nights weekly. That's a good question. What we do is we try to make sure we have a month anniversary where we do something once a month, somewhere near the 14th of the month, or we do something we've never done before, or eat at a restaurant that we've never eaten at before, because we can become creatures of habit. But besides the month anniversary, we also do a lot of little date nights here and there where we'll go somewhere together, or we just make sure we schedule time to just kick it, go to the movies, order some food, watch our shows, whatever. But you know what? I want to bring this person into the studio. Are you ready for this person? Skirball's a great center. They always have amazing exhibits and events. You are absolutely right. Did CT just, what did they ask? I can't click it. But that car maintains value very, very well and will still be the status symbol for years to come. Worthy investment. Thank you, Autumn Reed. Getting back on track. All right, let's bring this guest in and welcome to episode number 113 of the Marriage Go Round podcast. Yeah, let's get to 200. It's Lisa at the Wife Advice. Hi, Lisa. Hey. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
You look beautiful. Please tell us where you're calling in from.
I'm calling from sunny Chicago. I just want to double check I have no echo in my audio. Is my audio okay?
Your audio is fantastic, pretty girl.
Perfect.
It's perfect. Okay, so you are the Wife Advice, it says on your page, relationship coach. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. We are always asking for people to give us advice as opposed to giving them advice. So please tell me that you're actually married.
I am married. I've been married for 11 years, celebrating this weekend. And this is actually my second marriage. So I'm a huge proponent of getting back into the dating market and trying again after you're married. So yeah, I've been married and divorced, and I've gotten a whole spectrum here in personal experience.
Okay. Sounds so familiar to me. Did I just see a video of hers that's viral?
I don't know. Are you viral?
I feel like I did.
No problem.
I don't know, but they said she sure looks beautiful. That's what
that's
Taylor
very
said.
nice. You guys got such a community, a good community on this corner of the world. I just love it. I'm over here in my green room dying laughing. I'm like, please don't bring me on right now. I'm crying, laughing. You guys are so funny.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. So listening to what you said you were married before, and so you're a big proponent of training before you get married again, so you can help somebody figure out like what went right, what went wrong.
Yeah, no, actually.
Okay.
So it's more of just getting back out there and doing it again. Be married 20 times if you need to find your Mr. Right. Lots of times women feel because of their life circumstances that they are damaged goods based on what society has told them that they are. Maybe they have a child out of wedlock, or they're parenting children from a prior marriage. They feel very reluctant to get back into the dating market and feel like they can raise the bar again. And this is where I challenge women in this space to say, hey, you're valuable no matter what your circumstances, and you're going to find a king and a prize to accommodate those circumstances. So please do it again and again.
I love it.
So my brand is very focused on helping women find and keep their husbands. So it's kind of this full life cycle of happily ever after, especially now in 2025, where the majority of men, or with the exception of CT, of course, think that marriage is an absolute scam. They don't have the dynamic that you have. There's no longer the traditional biblical relationships out there anymore. Women are mostly seeing marriages on TikTok, and they are expecting that to be what guys are like in dating. And that just doesn't exist, right? So for me, my platform is more about leveling the expectations of the dream guy, supporting men and helping women understand what they actually need, helping women empower them to get back into the dating market and get married again. And then ultimately having long, happy marriages, which really don't exist as much anymore.
I love this. Lexi Lex says, so Lisa be getting women wifed up for a living. Strong arm emoji, laughing emojis.
Yes.
D-Dog says, I got wife advice for everyone. Use your mouth for more than things than talking. Ooh.
That's good advice. I want to say that men are very unheard in the last decade. They're silently hurting. They are unable to talk about how they feel about their relationships. Women want provider men. Guys are providing at every level of class, and they're still unrecognized in many of the cases. They're hurting. And I think this whole women's empowerment movement is great for protecting you and making sure you can stand up and survive by yourself. But when you are in a committed relationship and when you are married, the gears completely shift. Going from being single to being a wife is a whole different dynamic and learning curve. And it's really important that people understand that clear distinction, but there is no information out there about how to do that. And that's what's really challenging for today's women.
I think the men are going to love the fact that you are speaking up for them, admitting that they're hurting. I think that's awesome. Reggie Williams says, she just saved my marriage in those 4 minutes of speaking. That's
what I'm trying to do. Because if we make this popular again, if we make taking care of your husband popular again, then we can increase marriage rates and lower divorce rates. We can procreate and we can save the humankind. I'm a big, hairy, audacious goal kind of person. You can't do those things without being married. And you can't do those things without having a biblical traditional marriage, which is very frowned upon in today's society. So I'm basically bringing that back. I'm trying to popularize it.
All right. What are your thoughts? You've been quiet.
Yeah, CT, tell me everything.
I agree with a lot of what you said. I think in relationships, a lot of men are hurting because they can't be honest with their girl because it's going to create an argument. Or it's like, there will be times where you're like, you know what? Let me just not bring this up. So by the time things do come up and that eventual argument does happen, it's like world ending because he's been holding it in for so long.
And who wants to deal with that? Nobody wants to deal with that.
He can't speak without it being well, this is how I feel. And you're like, oh my God, this is like, I like to start conversations with, do you have anything to say to me? And then it's like, no, I don't have anything to say. Great, because I don't want to be interrupted. So here are my problems.
You're smart. This is when you know you've been married for a long time because you know how to navigate it.
Yeah, you stop the deflection, you stop the hey, I feel this way about this, and then it gets made about the other person instead of you.
Z-Dog says, CT is still thinking about the marriages and a scam comment. #hostage. You shut up, Z-Dog.
I will tell you guys, something just came up yesterday because I do a lot of research for my clients and for my content. And on Reddit, there is a Reddit, everyone's seen it, called Ask Men. You do a Google search and it like kind of pops up like, what's this hemorrhoid on my testicles kind of thing, whatever. Anyways, this Asked Men, someone asked the question, said, if you had 24 hours to say anything to women, what would you say? And this thing went viral yesterday. I read every single comment. I laughed, I cried. And immediately after, I called my husband at work yesterday to tell him that I loved and appreciated him. Like, this is a bigger epidemic than I think people realize. And this is why, there's a whole subset of men who are searching for direction. And that is not my scope. My scope is to help women have controllables in their relationship and not just say, my current series is 10 reasons why your man is cheating. Very popular. And my point of view is your man's cheating because you forgot about him. Ooh, because you had kids, because you did this, because you did all the things. And you're sleep training the baby for 5 years. And your husband is like, I'm doing all the things. I'm cleaning toilets. I'm doing everything that you're asking of me. But what about me and my emotional and physical needs? And women are like, I'm working full time, 40 hours a week because you've asked me to and society told me to. And like, I'm having a baby because I'm middle life and I magically had an IVF baby. So it's a miracle child. So you, instead of first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes Tanjareen with the baby carriage. Now in today's society, it is first comes baby, then comes marriage, maybe. And then your love, which is your husband, is long forgotten. And this is why he cheats. And women don't want to take accountability for that. And I think that's complete horse crap.
Reggie Williams says, oh yeah, she's invited to the cookout.
Thank you, Reggie. Tell me, can you put like rib tips on for me and overcook the meat for me, and then I like open pit barbecue sauce? Just saying.
Very specific.
That's
my
Midwest.
goodness.
That's
Chicago. Chi-town.
Chicago.
So do you have a bunch of kids, Lisa?
I have 0 children. So that's a good question. In my first marriage, I learned during that marriage that I was infertile at the age of 27.
Oh.
And so we tried all of the options, but because none of the donors or all the options or adoption would look exactly like me, my husband had a significant problem with that and acted out in other ways, like infidelity and all of those things. So when I went back into the dating market, I didn't say I was damaged goods. I said, I'm a high volume badass bitch. I'm just going to raise the volume, and found someone who did not want children. So I'm remarried and we're not having children by choice.
How long were you married the first time?
4 years together, like 6 total. And we were in business together. It was a tragic divorce. Like real tragic. Like full time, full income coming from the business, 17 employees, very difficult to separate that. So I was very scorned about marriage. I could have chosen not to do it again. But that's not life, man. You just have to try again. You got to keep swinging the bat. You got to go to the plate. You got to keep swinging the bat. Keep swinging the bat. And so if this doesn't work out, I hope it does. I've put 11 years of hard work into it. But if it doesn't work out, then guess what I'm going to do next day? I'm not going to be on Tinder and Hinge and all that stuff, because only 50% of marriages come from that. I'm going to be at my favorite bar with my phone in my bag, giving eye contact to people and waiting for somebody to come say hi.
Ooh. How long have you been with your current husband?
11 years this weekend.
Oh, just no, like y'all been together for 11 years and y'all...
No. We've been together for 14 years.
That's what
married for 11, yeah.
Nice.
Z-Doc says, so how much did Lisa get for that first divorce?
Oh my God. Can I tell you? It was so bad that I gave him everything.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
This is when I'm saying start again and start many times again. Then do it. I rebuilt my shit. I rebuilt my life. Because anybody can do that. We're all so more than capable to redo that thing. And then I just started again. Why not?
Now I have to say, Lisa is making this podcast very interesting and positive to watch. You're getting some great feedback. This one says, I like her. That girl good, from Isaac. This one is Lexi, says, I love that Lisa's viewpoints aren't just one-sided.
Thank you for saying that. That's really important to hear that feedback specifically, because we can't talk about marriage with two people and only talk about one side, which most people do. And it's like, yeah, I can pump you up as a woman and make you so badass and get you so glown up. But that glow up is irrelevant to finding a life partner and maintaining the life partner. Guys don't care about your lips and shit. They just want, like, it's important that if you're talking about a long-lasting relationship, that you have to present the point of view of both spouses. And the guy's voice is very not unheard. It's very unheard, social media-wise especially.
We appreciate you sharing for both sides.
Thank you.
Lex agrees with you. She says, I told my mom that getting out in public and trying dating that way is way better than those
Way better, especially if you want a provider husband. Because if you want someone to, and I'm not saying provider as in provide all the cash and pay for your lifestyle. I'm saying biblical leading husband provider. Like, even if you have a badass career, which I've had, like, I want to come home and step back and know someone's got it and trust him to have it. Even if he makes mistakes, I'm going to encourage him to have it. That is a provider husband. And you're not going to find out on dating apps because you're having to swipe on him. You're having to talk to him. That's your initiative. And when you're in person, like, guys approach you. You want the guys to approach you. You want to go on dates and the guys pay for you and the guys take the initiative for you. You don't get that on dating apps.
Interestingly, so I read an article earlier today about Power. Power is getting another spinoff show.
Jeez, I love that. Are they bringing back James?
No. Technically, yes. But
my husband is obsessed with this show.
Not Omari Hardwick.
Oh my gosh.
The shows continue to get canceled around that 4th or 5th season mark because, as any show, the cost to make the show goes up. Yeah. Right. So when the cost of a show goes up, you got to kind of do a spinoff or do a brand new show to bring the cost back down. This traditionally happens with a lot of shows, but more so Black shows. So the reason that I say that is because to relate this to relationships, when you talk about provider men or provider husbands, it becomes to where the point where if a man is in a relationship and he's married or he's in a long-term relationship with a woman and he's the provider and he's been providing for this woman, after several years, her cost goes up of the things that he needs to provide for, to where then it comes to, well, time to reboot, time to do a spinoff and go for a different model to where this is a lot more affordable and her expectations are a whole lot lower. So if I give her 3 houses, she's blown away compared to the previous girl who wanted several different estates, apartment buildings, yachts, so on and so forth.
No, your voice, what you just said is so important because this is what women need to hear. And if people were like read the comments from the men in my social media, you would be blown away what they're saying. They're saying exactly what you're saying at huge volumes. And it's not that they're like, you know, what a woman would say to her girlfriend is, oh my God, he left me for a younger waitress at Hooters and she has 8 kids and all the things. What he's saying is, I left you for a woman who sees me, gave me compliments and appreciates the value that I bring, that I've been bringing every day for 5 years to you. And you can't even leave the kid's bedroom and come tend to me. That's what he's saying.
Also, to jump in there, 2 things. One, a late great friend of ours, David Arnold, used to have this bit on stage that was brilliant, and I loved it. Is he said a lot of times men aren't cheating for sex; they're cheating because she doesn't know my stories. So everything is new to her. Everything is exciting to her. And the second thing that I'll say is it's not so much as even just on the men, because women will go for a younger guy because the younger guy has more stamina. He's excited about her. He has the energy. He looks at her the way the other guy used to look at her. So I think youth is the greatest resource that you cannot buy. It's time. You're the wealthiest person on the planet, but at the same time, there is something to say about experience, and that's what you get with time. Right. So it's definitely on both ends.
That's totally true.
Lisa, this comment from Z-Dog says, Lisa's in the house with a sparkly dress on and mini hoop earrings. I know her husband loves it there. Hot to it.
Wow. I don't know, guys. I will say that I think, you know how they used to say she's what was the freak in the sheets analogy when they talked about women?
Oh, you want a woman who's a lady in the streets but a freak in the bed?
Yes. Okay. So it's not just that exactly. It's that like in corporate America and like whatever, I'm like the badass boss bitch that society expects me to be in 2025. When I come home, I am the submissive wife to a husband.
Okay.
And that is a game that's way more valuable than sex or any of that stuff or any of this stuff.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, he's happy. I'm not going to say he's mad.
Lisa, thank you for joining us today. How can we support you? Do you have a podcast? Do you have something?
Very good. You can visit me online at thewifeadvice.com. And then across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, my handle is thewifeadvice.com. The last thing I'll say is that every week I publish a new series, 10 Reasons Why You're Single, Not Married, Divorced, Don't Have a Soft Life, You Dating a Dusty, or Your Man is Cheating on You is the current series right now. So if you visit all of those and subscribe, I publish 2 times a day and you'll get like some really juicy, fun tips.
I love it.
Let me ask you this before we let you go. With your previous husband, you said it was a terrible situation, and not to make you relive that. Did you guys end to the point where you were able to
fuck no. Absolutely not. No. I mean, scorched earth, burn all the bridges, never crossing. I mean, I lost my dogs, CT, my dogs.
I love dogs.
We love dogs.
There's nothing to talk about right now. There's nothing to talk about. I lost my dogs. I lost everything. So like, you know, what are we going to say? Hi, how's your life been? I don't care about you. I have to restart my life. You know what I mean? So no, we're not amicable.
And you never run into each other? Does he live in the same area still?
Well, he's moved to Florida, where is one of my favorite places. So eventually we'll run into one another and it'll be very cordial. I know how to be cordial. I'm an executive, right? I know how to do the thing for my peace of mind. But we're not double dating.
Okay. Earth is diabolical. Yes, it is. All right, we like you.
You gotta come back on.
You were a lot of fun. You're welcome any Wednesday to give us advice, talk to us, and give us good questions. Because now we want to know, what is the one thing that you would say to a woman if you could ask any questions? Is that what you said you Googled?
I'm sorry?
You asked the question, the Google question you asked was, if you could ask a woman anything, what would you ask her?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Yeah, that's the question.
CT?
Why is it so easy for you to point out something I've done wrong, but you can't see the things that I've said you've done wrong?
I can tell you why. It's not about what you said or the actual activity. It's that, hey, I've been up since 5 a.m. I took care of the kids, or not kids. I worked all this many hours. Now I have to come home and take care of you and said house. Nobody cares what you're talking about right now. If you want me to meet your exact need, you need to alleviate some of my daily pain.
And are you speaking from the man's voice or the woman's voice right now?
That's the woman's voice.
Got you.
Great. And that's what men don't want to hear.
I'm not even, first of all, yes, and to everything you said. Nothing that you said was wrong. I'm just, that was a blanket question compared to specifics, right? So the thing that you just said that was extremely important was, unless you're going to alleviate some of this pressure, the stress, the pain that I'm going through. So it's like, we often joke about this. Before we moved, we had this very small, amazing apartment. It was a lot of space for us where we were in our lives at that point. And it was a blessing. But we had a conversation where we're like, yo, we need some more space. And she was looking at these different houses and we were looking at kitchens, and she was like, oh my God, if I had a kitchen like this, I would do X, Y, and Z. And it made us laugh because we've always had the conversation that several women will say what they would do if they had X, Y, and Z, right? So like if they were to say, ooh, if I had a man like we see it online, if I had a man to take care of all my bills, I would shut up when he said shut up. And then fast forward, let's say you get that man and he pays for all of these things. And he's like, would you shut up? I'm not going to shut up. It's like,
my old daddy don't tell me to shut up.
But you say
because you're not asking the right question. The question is what can I alleviate? What pain can I alleviate for you? That is the question.
No, what I'm saying is
tell you and match it. Right. But what we're saying is, oh my God, if I had this fairy life, it would be perfect. That's not what she's saying. What she's saying is my life sucks right now.
Right. I'm saying I agree, but I'm saying, I guess that the end result is, when is enough enough? Because if you're saying your pains are 1, 2, 3, and the man takes care of 1, 2, 3, every new level comes with a new level of pain. So if he's taking all of these pains at different levels, at what point is it?
Such a good question. Guess what? She's going to tell you if you ask.
There you go. Because what I'm hearing is him saying, if I pay all the bills, you shouldn't have any more problems. You should do whatever I need. And what I'm hearing from Lisa is, you should ask if there's anything else besides the bills that's bothering her.
She'll exactly tell you if you ask genuinely. If you have this track record of alleviating her pain, you ask her that question, she'll exactly tell you.
I love this. You guys listening, you guys getting this information, make sure you follow thewifeadvice.com on all platforms. Sis, have you written a book or anything? Come on. What are we doing?
Oh my God, such a good question, because I just wrote a book. So I wrote a book. I really want to talk about marriage and being a wife, finding and keeping your husband, but I'm on the finding your husband part of the book series. Okay. So my first book edition that was recently published, it's in an ebook. You can find it at thewifeadvice.com, is how to go from no boyfriends to engagement in 9 months.
Oh,
like hardcore, super escalate. This is for serious women who want to be wives and want to find real husbands, not for date. I don't believe in dating for fun. So this book is about courtship is not fun. It's very strategic. This is what you do in that strategy from 0 day to 9 months to have your ring.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that can be found on the Wife Advice. It's called Dating for Marriage at thewifeadvice.com.
Y'all, if y'all trying to get married, I think y'all should take that challenge. 9 months. The Wife Advice will get you a ring. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's not crazy. It's math.
I love it.
It's really math. And so it's very scientific. So it's just like, do these things and there you go. You're married. The problem is most people don't want to be as married as they think they want to be. Because otherwise they would just do the thing.
I got to get this book. Even though I'm married, I want to know what it says. All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me. Can I stick around? This is so fun. Can I stay?
Please stay. Please.
Nice meeting you guys. And thank you so much for having me.
Bye. Lisa, the Wife Advice. Wow. She gave us, that was our first expert I think we've had on the show that actually has clients and pages about relationships and an ebook. And Z-Dog is already helping us, thewifeadvice.com. Sweets is applauding. I'm surely loving this information. She said 9 months, you guys. That is a bold thing to be able to say. Z-Dog says, any man asked that question is going to be answered with the financial answer, capital letters. So don't ask, fellas. Leave that billionaire alone if you can't afford, or leave that bill alone if you can't afford it. Got it. You have a lot of thoughts going on in your mind right now. Say one of them.
I'm very glad that you guys are watching today. This has been a great episode.
That is not what was on your mind at all.
What are you talking about?
Oh, good grief.
It's my mind.
It is your
you
mind,
said
but
name one of the things that's on your mind.
You threw that one in there after I asked what was on your mind. You put that on your mind, but that's fine. Let's look at Devontae says, this is unbelievable. I hope that's a good thing.
No, she's amazing. She's amazing. I feel like she gave great advice. I feel like she is very intelligent. She seems very emotionally intelligent. I asked the question about the ex-husband only because I'm always intrigued by communication, right? So to me, whenever I see somebody that's a great communicator, I know that I can communicate with pretty much anybody, right? Mm-hmm. That's to somebody who tried to ruin my life years ago. I could communicate with that person. That's to a family or friend that I have been like angry. I could talk to school bullies that I've had. I actually often do when they reach out and see the success that I've attained online. But I think that, I feel like she's so intelligent and she's so mindful. It's unfortunate that it wasn't amicable because of how intelligent she is and how emotionally astute she is.
So maybe more time needs to pass, but I get what you're saying because you guys know my story. I was in a relationship that left me with 22 stitches in my head and, and a cast and all that stuff. And after some years, I was able to call that person up who abused me and forgive him. And I wrote him letters when he was in the jail just because it eased my mind to forgive him and helped me move on. And it stopped the nightmares that I used to have about the person. So, you know, every now and then I can talk to him on the phone and just check in and then be like, okay, that was good. I know where he is. I don't have to worry, but I forgave him. So I understand what you're saying. When you can forgive somebody, because I know that people get in big arguments or whatever when they're having a messy divorce. Things are said, you know, you hurt feelings, you pull your lawyer out to, you know, to do the best you can to get all the money and all the things from the person. But after some time, hopefully you guys start to get along.
Okay, keep in mind, I'm not saying, because I don't know that sister's journey, I'm not saying for her to forgive him. I'm also not saying for you to have forgiven that guy.
Already done.
I'm not even saying for my past with people that I've dealt with that I've forgiven them. I said to be able to have a amicable conversation with the person. That's not being like, hey, you know what? You used to beat me up in 3rd grade, man. Let's go get something to eat. Not that by any means.
But amicable, is it fake? If it's amicable and you haven't forgiven them and you still have pain or anger?
No, perfect example. I ended a friendship. Well, I didn't end a friendship, but the person did things to end that friendship last year. And when that ended, it was one of those things where I was just like, oh, I'm completely done. I have nothing negative for this person. I have nothing to be around this person. And that person reached out to me recently and I'm like, hey, I got nothing against you. I have nothing negative to say about you to anybody, but it's a wrap. You know what I mean? So like that in that sense. But if that person was in a space where I'm in a space, could we have a conversation about whatever's on TV or me and that person's not dueling, but mutual successes? Absolutely. Hey, I saw you on the thing. Hey, you saw, hey, that's what's up. Congratulations. Like it's that, but we're not going to get anything to eat or hanging out.
Understood. Like the person who sexually assaulted me, who's
Jesus
now
Christ.
a comedian. The first few times I saw him at a show, I was on the phone like, CT, he's here. But now when I see him, I can just smile and be like, hey, what up? You next?
Well,
that was funny.
I'm
Great
very
job.
sorry again that you went through that.
I went through all these things to make me the strong Tanjareen that I am now.
Yeah, that is it's just the way you started the sentence was like, hey, yo, hold on.
It happened to me, and I had vegan eggs for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that happened. It's just built my character. Tanjareen is so freaking nice. I be trolling his ass. He effed, bro. Oh, get effed, bro. Is that what I mean? His cellmates would have snacks daily to do things to him. Man. The person who did the 22 stitches didn't even serve but 6 months, and that was for something else. I wasn't able to prove the case because it was my word against him, so he got out right away.
My word
exactly.
Against him.
Me and all these stitches and medical bills against him.
My forehead is in another room.
And my head was sunken in on one side. I didn't never think it was going to get back to this big round head.
Also, shout out to your recovery because you definitely would not know this.
Yeah, except for this big cut that I'm always trying to cover right here. Anyway, 22 stitches. Oh my F God. So glad you got out. Healing is not just physical. You've healed mentally. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very much. All right, let's look at some funny memes
Please.
to lighten the mood after talking about me getting beat in the head.
Jesus Christ.
Also beat in the knee and the arm, so I was using it to protect myself. Let's go to 6 Brown Chicks Instagram page where they put up anonymous advice questions from their viewers to let us talk about it on our shows. This was question number 1. I haven't read it myself yet. Let's read it together for the first time. Question 1. My Puerto Rican boyfriend says he thinks I should be celibate until we get our money right. I didn't understand what going without smashing had to do with our budget, but I agreed. He was shocked and very happy. Quote, "You want to go celibate tonight?" He asked.
Hilarious. I just understood what's happening.
I said, sure. He left our apartment and came back with 2 old men.
Oh my God.
Ish went left. Angry face emoji. English isn't my boyfriend's first language. He didn't mean celibate. He wanted me to sell a bit of ass to pay for the bills. Can this relationship be saved or not? I'm trying to forgive him, but it's hard. Thoughts? I want to know what you did with the 2 old men that came back. Did you get the money? Did you give him any favors? Did you give him a handy?
She got that money.
Because she didn't mention what happened when the 2 old men came back to the house and they needed some money for the bills. That's hilarious. You want to go celibate? If you got an accent, you thinking, yeah, okay, we'll go celibate until our bills get together. That's hilarious. So
Do you want to go celibate?
Do you want to go celibate? You want to go celibate? And he should have done some hand gestures.
Yeah. He ain't that bad at English. He knew what he was saying. She wasn't going to change her mind when he came to the old men.
Tasha says, nah. Jordan says, I was so shocked at what just happened. Bring 2 old men. Oh, no. LMAO not wanting to sell to old men.
That ain't no country for old men.
Hey, I see what you did there.
I appreciate it.
I see what you did there. Pick another number that's not 1, baby.
3.
Number 3, celibate of A? Exactly. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to pay the bills. We actually know, you guys, we're content creators. And so we make a lot of our living based on videos that we post online. We know a couple whose pages got taken away when they were in the height of making a lot of money, and they quickly started doing things with each other on the OF page.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, that took a turn. Y'all don't want to DoorDash first or, drive for Uber. Y'all went straight to look what we do as a husband and wife on camera. But, you got to do what you got to do. The mortgage is going to be due on the 1st every month. Autumn Reed says, nah, if his language skills are that bad, his pimp negotiating skills are horrible. I know she might have done all that for 2 pesos.
Here you go. What we agreed on, 2 pesos. Thank you so much.
Oh, that is hilarious. Poor baby. I just want to know the results because she did not tell us what she did. All right, let's see. That DoorDash money wasn't cutting it. LMAO, they said time to get naked. I don't even think they tried, Lex. Okay, here we go. Question number 3, chosen by CT without either of us reading it. It says, my coworker, Killer D, he moonlights as a DJ, is a nice man.
Okay.
His fiance died suddenly a year ago, and I shot my shot.
Oh.
We've hung out several times, and each time I initiate smashing, he gets very aroused. I can see it and touch it, but he withdraws. The 3rd time this happened, I asked if it was something I did wrong. Nope. He was high and going doggy smash style with his fiance, and he suffered an asthma attack, and he didn't know. She fell over, and he went to sleep. The next afternoon when he woke up, she was cold and contorted in a horrible way, and he still gives him nightmares. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Literally. He created an alter ego, Killer D, to handle the trauma.
That's a fact.
He likes oral, though, and wants to glaze my face and $200 wig installs, but he's not tapping my vagina. He's in therapy, but my patience is wearing thin with my little nutter buddy. Advice? So basically, you got to just keep topping him off.
Because he can't give you the smash because he's afraid. Is what he's telling you.
He's spraying all over her face and hair. Is that what it said?
Yeah, she want to get glazed. He wants to glaze her.
He wants to glaze my face and my $200 wig installs, but he won't smash. What is the advice for this young lady that is in a relationship with somebody who is Killer D because they hit somebody from the back so much?
Not just somebody, his fiance.
That he is now traumatized from sleeping with I don't think he's ready to be in a relationship.
No, he's not.
I feel like he shouldn't even put her through that because he's getting pleasure, but she's not getting anything from it.
Right.
And it's very selfish of him. He needs to continue to heal, finish his therapy, and he can go smash off on some people he met on Tinder. But you don't do that to somebody that cares about you. That's crazy.
Random. I looked at an app the other day. What was it? I'm trying to take you through this story. I'm on Twitter the other night, and I see like this thread. I can't even remember the specific tweet, but I remember reading a sentence that said, there are apps for that. Like it was like a couple trying to have somebody, and I was like, they make apps for this? And then I see this is in the same thread, and a person was like, yeah, go to 3 something or whatever. And when you see the picture of what they said, it's an app to where couples can find a third. And I was like, they really make apps for this?
Absolutely.
And then I'm looking in the app store and I'm seeing the different apps. I didn't download any, but I'm just looking like blown away. I would need you if I'm going to do any of this stuff. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So what is this, 2011? So as I looked down,
2011 was a big year.
It was a wild year.
A wild year for us.
So I'm looking and I see is one that's like you can be a couple and you can find somebody to be with y'all. You can also be in a relationship and look for somebody. You can also be switching couples, like as couples. And I'm like, they make apps for everything. And I was just like, oh man, I'm way too famous for this. But
yeah. The amount of times I wanted to be on Tinder, but I was like, whose picture am I going to use? lying. Why don't you like my jokes, man?
You're trash.
Let's read some comments, folks. We got a lot of comments that came in after that last meme. This one, Z-Dog says, why do I feel like this story is about me? Sir, did you hurt somebody and now you're making people just
a lot to learn about
give you
Z-Dog.
brains? Exactly. Advice from Autumn Reed. She says, shower cap investment and start looking for someone new. That's good advice. Don't worry about messing up a $200 wig install.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever be that person. I remember 2 Chainz made a song. He was like the weave killer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he messed up your hair after you get it done. That's so disrespectful. Even if you're gonna, here's the thing. Most people are thinking like, I mean, if you gonna pay for it to get redone, my thought is this. I have long hair now.
Yes, you do.
When you get your hair taken care of, it's such a long process.
Yes.
Let alone a woman's hair is going to be way longer of a process. And I'm about to come in there and mess it up just to, nah.
Men have been doing that to us for years, especially before the wig thing was a craze and we were actually wearing our own hair, either pressed or relaxed.
Missed those days.
Spent all
right,
this
fellas?
Time getting it done. This was part of the reason why we had to stop, because we would be in the salon for 7 or 8 hours while the girl is taking breaks, selling weed on the side, having her lunch break or whatever. And we get home and we're looking good and we go on our date with you and you mess our hair up in 10 minutes.
Can I say something?
And it's like we wasted our time. Now we're in a ponytail.
Can you imagine how disrespectful hairstylists were even back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and cell phones weren't even a thing for them to be on or distracting them? They were just bad people.
They were just bad people.
I'll be right back. I'm about to run down to San Diego. I got to pick up something.
That's San Diego. That's 300 miles from
I'm
where we
going
are
to fix
now.
your car. I'll fix your hair. I'll be right back. I got to do something with my son.
Exactly. It was a horrible experience. So to have to go through that and then get your hair messed up within a day or two, and then the guy's like, oh, well, I beat it up. I blew the brakes off, whatever they like to say.
Let me do the other half
it's
tomorrow.
Annoying. Oh yeah, don't get braids, because that's a whole weekend experience. So
Woo!
I think it's Earthquake is a comedian. I think he has another special that's coming out. I believe that's who I just saw say that he finally paid for his woman's hair and now he respects it and now he don't touch it when they're doing it. He does not mess it up because he knows how much money it costs. And I'm like, thank you. If
I don't mess with your hair.
You don't. And you also are somebody who doesn't mind a bonnet or a hair wrap.
I'm the one that
you
told
prefer
you.
it.
I said, hey, go get that bonnet, go get that hair wrap.
Because you know you're going to get that got. If they pull their hair back, you're going to get that got.
I remember the beginning of us being together. I was like, yo, go put your bonnet on. Because my thought was, we smash, we go to sleep. I don't want you getting up after I done smash unless you're going to go pee.
Wrap your hair and all that. Yeah, you got to pee. You need to urinate, ladies, after that, before and after, please.
Get that juice
for
out.
your health.
But
and to make sure you don't get a urinary tract infection beforehand.
Go pee. But outside of that, you need to be in the bed.
All right. Meanwhile, okay, let me just read. The wife is giving us a whole lot of advice, and then we'll move on to getting out of here because the show is almost an hour. Where does this one say? She died from the smash. He definitely suffering PTSD, and she should understand versus being impatient.
No pun intended on the SD.
Hey, that's funny. This one says from Happy,
the
wife advice. Happy, we're on to a completely different topic, but posting this to answer CT's great question to the post live recording. The divorce of my first husband was almost 20 years ago. Divorce has never hurts, just hurts less and less. It never doesn't hurt. I think is what I'm supposed to read. Just hurts less and less over time. In my situation, our lives were so intertwined professionally, etc., and it was such a destructive divorce for us, our client and employees. It took such a long time to settle them all and our own feelings. It's still so raw. Wow, after 20 years. Even with being remarried successfully for all these years, just because we get to the acceptance phase of grief, that cycle could repeat multiple times over, and that is okay. #life. We don't need to be friends with everyone, despite how intimate we were. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for saying that, and appreciate you typing that out. That's love.
Thank you.
And that shows that you are an active listener as opposed to a defensive listener. A lot of defensive listeners are just like I'll give you a sentence like, hey, I don't like that you didn't do the dishes, but I do love the fact that you cleaned the bathroom, that you washed the walls, that you vacuumed, that you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that.
So you didn't like that I didn't do the dishes?
those are defensive listeners.
Why didn't you let him do the dishes? Like, what about everything else he said?
Everything else. That all gets lost, and none of those points get heard. So thank you for being an active listener.
Yeah, she's pretty intelligent. CT's braids sure are killing it, Jordan Taylor says.
Thanks, Jordan Taylor. I appreciate that compliment. But you know what compliment I haven't received? Is this chest, these shoulders, and these arms. Look at this shirt. You're not sitting on me, man. Nobody said anything. Everybody's got all these hair comments. Nobody said anything about these guns.
Well, you need to put your seat up higher because you're blocking yourself with the words.
You can see everything. I'm literally looking at myself right now.
It does look amazing, and I did tell you how good you look, but I didn't specifically talk about how much I love these.
And I haven't even been in a gym. That's what's crazy.
You haven't.
I'm like, wow.
Naturally got these muscles, these pecs going on.
It's it's the memory of the muscle. My body's like, hey, fam, come back.
Yes.
Come back, but we're gonna show some love.
I always put my right hand at the top of my forehead to protect her hair. Be considerate, fellas. Wait, let me picture that.
Oh, he's glazing.
Crazy. Are you telling me that you're also giving facials, sir?
Here's the thing. To each their own. There are some women that love that. There are some men that love doing it. I've never been that guy. I find it to be so disrespectful to do that to a woman. Oh, bust on your face. And then she's just like, you got to clean it off.
Let me tell you something. I have a Discord. It's free to join. He has one as well. I have about 20-something rooms, all different areas and specific topics. I have one room that's called the Celibate Nympho Nook, and that's where you can be as extra as you want to be because there's nobody judging you. When I tell you the amount of memes and pictures that get posted in there of people getting facials.
Crazy.
And the people who are posting, I'm like, oh, this is what you like? Okay. And you're watching right now, so you can speak up if you want to tell us that you're the ones that are posting all those facials, because I don't want to out you, but y'all wow.
It's a girl?
Y'all wow. Y'all, I'm not going to say, but y'all wow.
My Discord is not free to join. You have to access it through my Patreon.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And in mine, if you are on my Patreon, your name turns to be a color green, and you get access to different rooms than the ones that are free. So it's both in mine. Let's see. Hey, y'all, long time. It's Maestro124 on YouTube. What it do? What up, Reggie?
What up?
Please watch the rest of the show because we're about to end it, and I think you just got here. A scene from Boomerang. Ooh, look at his arms. There you go, Reggie.
Appreciate that, Reggie.
There you go.
You think you might be being funny, but I appreciate it.
He's not. The guns sure are looking mighty from Jordan Taylor.
Joe Tay.
Latasha said, I said something in the beginning. My comment got overlooked. Latasha gonna always give you your love.
If don't nobody love me like Latasha love me. You understand?
Latasha want to smash. Let me keep you away from California, Latasha. You stay your
She's
ass
keeping herself out of way from California. Can't make this take over, y'all. But y'all enjoy yourself.
Oh, so basically my assistant finally came back from being gone, one of my assistants, and she posted my pictures from the Super Bowl party that we had back in February and the Super Bowl party we had last February 2024. And CT actually helped me do the dishes after one of those parties. I didn't remember there's a picture of him washing dishes in that photo album. And C-Dog says, yo, the pic of CT doing dishes though, his arms were on full display, was looking like prime Mike Tyson.
Appreciate that. Boy, let me tell you something. I appreciate you saying that, but also I'm not fishing for the comment. I just wanted y'all to look.
Sound like you were.
I mean, today, why not just have a net? But my point is
a neck?
A net.
Oh.
To catch all the fish. But because I'm fishing for the compliment. But for you, I think part of knowing your spouse is knowing their strengths and weaknesses. And many episodes ago, I made the point of like, yo, I'll be doing X, Y, and Z for you, and you don't say thank you. Like, I'll do this or I'll do that. And you're like, I didn't remember that. And I was like, you know what? You don't be remembering things, which is why you take pictures.
That's why I take so many pictures. I was 22 stitches, guys.
You remember that? So not even the same thing.
But I'm saying it knocked my memory out.
You can't joke like this. There are women watching that don't get your sense of humor.
I wasn't joking.
Anyway, I know that you don't remember things, so I stopped taking those things personally. So if I do something nice for you, I do it just for me. And if you happen to realize it, then it's like, oh, great. But 10 times out of 10, you don't realize it. Woo!
All right, we're going to get out of here. I just want to read this last meme.
Why?
Because I don't know. I'm 63 years young and back on the strip after serving 14 years for pimping.
Okay.
My original hoes have aged out / moved away.
That's what happened.
So I started over again with a few legal runaways and ex-addicts. I give them the ground rules. I take care of all expenses, food, clothing, and housing, and they work and bring me the money. I take them to the track and monitor their dates for safety, but they don't turn the money over. These new age hoes is getting paid on apps and whatnot, and not bringing home a day's pay. I tried to train, and he put a punch emoji. Not tried to train.
What? Wow.
I tried to train one to teach the others, but she whooped my ass and dragged me around by my faux locks. Why are you wearing faux locks, sir?
At 60.
At 63 years old. These new hoes fight back, and they're younger and stronger than me.
That's a fact.
They're using me for food and housing. The game changed, but it's the only game I know. Advice? I'm sorry, I had to read that before we go. I had to read that before we go because this 63-year-old don't know nothing else, man. He's been in jail for 14 years. He thought he was going to go right back to the track, get him some new heifers, and they was going to do what he told him to do and bring him the money back. We don't got to live like that no more, boo.
The problem was he was already late 40s when he went in. That's the problem.
But it was working for him. Oh, my God. That's so funny.
Hey, the game different, but it's still the same, man. You got to find a way to adapt. Seems like to me, all you need to do is set up a couple of ring lights, get them in that basement, in that housing unit, let them slang from up out of there.
Upgrade.
Get you the electronic bread.
There you go.
And now even more safety because nobody's coming in there. And if somebody does come in there, you at the door. So you get the bread.
I like this. Look at this. You're teaching him how to upgrade his life.
I'm not saying I've been involved in that lifestyle, but I've been asked to be.
Okay, you got a lot of meat. I give you your credit.
I'm not talking about it as a performer. I never told you the story about the girl asking me to manage her.
We are out of time, ladies and gentlemen. This has been episode. No, I'm just playing. Tell us.
I'll tell you off camera.
No, tell us.
No, I'm on Disney. I can't talk about that.
Oh, that's right. Please, he's got a new TV show on Disney.
We'll talk about it sooner to the date.
And he's also on tour with Desi Banks and Matt Rife. He's going to be somewhere. And Martin Lawrence. Where are you going to be this weekend? And
this weekend, I'll be in Syracuse, New York.
Syracuse. Why can't I like these comments? Dying. Hello. Syracuse, New York. Oh, New York people, stand up. I have a show on Friday. It's called Punchlines it's called Pupusas and Punchlines. But I just booked a TV pilot presentation.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You didn't tell me you even respond.
Oh, yeah. Direct offer, no audition.
Ooh.
Very funny show.
Ooh.
And I think my first day of shooting is the same day as the show. So I may have to cancel the show. I got to see what the schedule is. They haven't sent it to me yet.
Ooh.
But yeah, we're doing big things over here. Tanjareen and CT. Get with us. Thank you so much for our sponsors for today's episode, Sweets and Autumn Reed. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your nipple licks. Thank you so much to our expert guest, Lisa, thewifeadvice.com. He's still licking nips. We'll probably get flagged. This episode will never see the light of day.
I'm the greatest. I want to say the real title, but I can't say it on camera.
Say it.
I'm the greatest titty sucker of all time.
Hey, and on that note, we will see y'all next week. And I can't wait for you to try that out on me later. Hey, bye, guys. This has been the Marriage Go Round. Marriage Go Round. Tanjareen and CT's Marriage Go Round.
Leroy Strickland Jr.
Yes.
We will fight for you.
That's who we need to call for the pimp.
Leroy Strickland Jr. Have you been denied compensation for clearly the room and board you've been providing? Have you served some time in the prison system and you got out and the pimping game done changed? Well, we will make sure that you get all your dividends and get money for pain and suffering while still conversion the pimp rate.
I hate that he has a lisp.
My name is Leroy Strickland Jr. and I will fight for you.
Bye, you guys. Bye.